Well, having surveyed a number of ancient philosophies of human destiny, I want to turn now to the next great historical era, the medieval era. So roughly what time period is this? We can say it begins at roughly 600 AD and runs to about 1600 AD. Now remember, carving off blocks of time like this is not an exact science. There is a little bit of vagueness in it, but it's also not entirely arbitrary. Remember, there are characteristics or features that are typical of the ages in question, and by which we mark them off from the others. So what is different about the medieval period with respect to the ancient period or the modern period that comes after it? Well, here I'm afraid I'm going to have to swim against the current a little bit. In almost every intellectual discipline, to say nothing of popular culture, we tend to think of the Middle Ages, the medieval era, as a sort of ugly blight on human history, or at best a kind of blank spot where nothing of genuine progress or importance took place. And in fact, that's reflected in the very names that we give to the period. The nicest thing we call it is just the Middle Ages, and that connotes that it's something that just stands in the middle of other things that were good, the ancient and the modern, and then there's this gap. We also call it the Dark Ages, right? We call this period a period before the Renaissance, which means rebirth. So in effect, we're saying that this is a period of decay, of death. We call it a period prior to the Enlightenment, after the ancient light had gone out, and so forth. I want to push back a bit against this kind of bias that we've all been fed and that's been inculcated in us. The term medieval shouldn't be used as pejorative. It shouldn't be used synonymously with idiocy or with backwardness or whatever. In point of fact, this was a time period in which significant cultural, philosophical, and scientific achievements took place. We are indebted to the developments that took place during the medieval period much more than we think that we are, and much more even than some of the modern philosophers and scientists like to think they were. So of course, this course concerns human destiny. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to track the inputs that were given from the ancient period into the medieval period, and we're going to want to track the way in which philosophies of human destiny were formed in conjunction with the ancient wisdom that had been passed on, together with the Abrahamic religions, with Christianity in particular. So this unit is the unit called The Age of Faith and Reason.